Inside American Pickers, star Frank Fritz's private new life 1 year after stroke as he celebrates milestone 60th birthday. Hello everyone, welcome back to my another video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Pickers star Frank Fritz has been living a private life 1 year after he suffered a stroke as he turns 60 years old. Frank lives a reclusive life in LeClaire, Iowa, rarely leaving his $155,000 farmhouse. A source close to Frank exclusively revealed to the U.S. Sun how the former American Pickers star spends his days. The insider claimed, since the stroke, he's been totally incognito. He doesn't care to fraternize. He's home when he wants to be. Frank does have a small circle of close friends who he hangs out with. The source continued. They collect. With the internet, you can't help but not. They're buying and selling there all the time on the internet. He sells stuff all the time to private people. He's still picking signs. It's his favorite. He's a collector and a motorcycle head. When Frank, who has been wheelchair-bound since suffering the stroke in July 2022, does leave the house, he's going out to eat. The insider said he has his favorite restaurants he likes to eat at. He likes Mexican food and barbecue. Frank also leaves his home for therapy, as he does outpatient treatment weekly. Despite still receiving fan mail, Frank is a private person who reportedly enjoys being totally out of the limelight. Frank also watches new episodes of American Pickers, as he got to find something on there to razz them about. Home sweet home. Frank bought the Iowa farmhouse where he spends his days for $130,000 back on May 14, 2010. The 1,660-square-foot farmhouse sits on 79 acres of land and features 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The home also boasts a basement, 3 garages, barn, and shed. Frank renovated the farmhouse from when he bought it, according to the Scott County Assessor's Office. Then in 2013, Frank purchased the adjoining property for $25,000. The additional property has 34 acres of land. Frank built a 3,240-square-foot warehouse in 2015 on the property. The warehouse holds around 90 of the collector's classic motorcycles and other toys he has purchased over the years. Roadie to Rico Virai. The PAL previously gave an update on Frank's condition since suffering the stroke, telling the U.S. Sun, Frank continues to improve daily. You're never 100% after a stroke, but he's fine. He's aware of what's going on. If you were sitting here right now, you could sit and talk to him. He's the same old Frank. Frank was wheelchair-bound after suffering the stroke, and even had a ramp installed outside his Iowa home. The friend shared, he can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affects his right side. The friend said the biggest misconception about Frank is his health. The source said, he's had a stroke, but he's definitely not debilitated to the point where he can't do anything or do whatever he wants. He doesn't have any problems with that. It's just a change of lifestyle, and it slowed him down. He's the same old Frank. He has a good attitude and a great sense of humor. His mindset is positive. We crack jokes all the time. You gotta make the best of the situation, so he's come to terms with all of that. His mind is right. He's a happy guy and his sense of humor is there. Under CONSERVA2RSAIP, the U.S. Sun broke in August 2022 that the conservatorship and guardianship were filed on behalf of Frank. His friend, Chris Davis, is the guardian, while Midwest-owned bank is the conservator. The documents obtained by the U.S. Sun show just how much Frank improved in 1 year. The court papers read, because of his stroke, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care without which physical injury or illness may occur. Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to make, communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. An exhibit was filed in the court papers from a doctor, allegedly claiming Frank does not have decisional capacity. Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. Appointment of a guardian and conservator is necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. The guardian will help Frank with his Crohn's disease treatment and continued physical therapy. He will also help the former American Pickers star grocery shop, cook, and get him to activities. The source insisted the conservatorship and guardianship is temporary. Frank's firing. Frank's last appearance on American Pickers was during a March 2020 episode. He had taken time off to recover from back surgery, leaving him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. During his time off the show, Frank lost 65 pounds and entered rehab for alcohol addiction in Iowa for 77 days. Frank also revealed his feud with co-star Mike during the 2021 interview with the U.S. Sun. Frank said, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is." The show is tilted towards him 1,000%. "I can't even bend that far down to show you how much." He also admitted, "I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me." Soon after the interview, Mike announced Frank was no longer with the show. But the two reunited over Memorial Day weekend and are friends today. A source claimed to the U.S. Sun, "Everything between them is fine. They've known each other for 40 years. They went to high school. They've done all this stuff together." The insider said Mike has visited Frank a handful of times since he suffered the stroke, as the two call and text today as well. Frank Fritz, the beloved co-host of the popular History Channel show American Pickers, has been a fixture of American television for more than a decade. With his keen eye for antiques and treasure hunting expertise, Fritz became an endearing figure for fans of the show, showcasing not only his vast knowledge of history, but also his infectious personality. However, in the years following his departure from the show, much of Fritz's life shifted dramatically. After experiencing a severe stroke in the summer of 2022, the star has found himself on a deeply personal journey, one that has reshaped his outlook on life and how he wants to spend his remaining years. Frank Fritz's road to recovery has been a mix of challenges, growth, and introspection. He has learned to adapt to a new reality where the fast-paced world of television and antique hunting has taken a backseat. Now, on the occasion of his milestone 60th birthday, Fritz has chosen to reflect on how far he has come while maintaining a low profile, spending much of his time in the peaceful solitude of his private life. The stroke that changed everything. In July of 2022, the world was shocked to learn that Frank Fritz had suffered a stroke. The incident came as a sudden and unexpected turn for a man who had built a career out of hunting for valuable artifacts across the country. Fritz was known for his zest and energy, working tirelessly alongside his co-host, Mike Wolfe. The stroke, however, left him struggling to regain his strength and navigate the challenging world of rehabilitation. The toll it took on his physical and emotional health was immense, forcing Fritz to re-examine everything he had once taken for granted. Fritz has been candid about the impact the stroke had on his life. In interviews and social media posts, he has shared his struggles with speech, motor function, and memory, offering a vulnerable glimpse into his recovery process. What was once second nature, conversing with friends and colleagues, traveling for work, and even performing basic daily tasks, became increasingly difficult. But rather than shy away from the reality of his situation, Fritz embraced the hard work required to rebuild his body and mind. One of the most striking aspects of Fritz's recovery journey is how he has chosen to slow down. In an industry that thrives on speed, constant movement, and relentless schedules, Fritz's stroke served as a painful reminder of the importance of health and self-care. Gone are the days of hopping from one antique show to the next in a whirlwind of excitement and high-energy exchanges. In their place, Fritz has embraced a slower, more intentional lifestyle. Fritz has spent much of his time at his rural home in Iowa, far from the public eye, where he can find peace in the natural world that surrounds him. The life of a picker, as many would imagine, is often one of constant motion. But for Fritz, the stroke gave him an opportunity to reconnect with the quieter, simpler joys of life. He has found solace in gardening, taking long walks, and reflecting on his past. This slower pace has also allowed Fritz to focus on his mental and emotional well-being. Recovery from a stroke is never just a physical endeavor. It is also about managing the mental toll that comes with learning to live in a new body. Fritz has often spoken about the importance of mental health during this period, acknowledging that the road to healing has not only required physical rehabilitation, but also an emotional reckoning. Reconnecting with friends, family, and the people who have supported him through this time has been a central part of his journey. Celebrating the Big 60. As Frank Fritz marks his 60th birthday, this milestone carries special significance. It's not just a celebration of his years, but a recognition of how much he has been through in such a short time. Turning 60 for many people is a moment for reflection. But for Fritz, it's also a moment to celebrate his survival and resilience. Fans of American Pickers may remember Fritz as the gregarious, larger-than-life figure who never met a rusty old relic he didn't love. However, this new chapter in his life is much more about the quiet moments and the time he has to reflect on what truly matters. In private moments, Fritz has expressed gratitude for the people around him who have stuck by him through thick and thin. He has acknowledged that, although life has changed in many ways, his journey has led him to a deeper understanding of what it means to live. That while he may no longer be an active part of American Pickers or the whirlwind of antique hunting, he's grateful for the years he spent with the show, the bonds he formed with people across the country, the experiences he had, and the lessons he learned are all part of his legacy. His work with Mike Wolfe, in particular, remains one of the highlights of his career, and despite their professional split, the friendship between the two has endured. A new focus on health and wellness. In the wake of his stroke, Frank Fritz has become more focused than ever on his health. Once a man known for his hard-charging attitude and adventurous spirit, he now approaches life with a renewed focus on maintaining his health. Regular physical therapy sessions have been a key part of his recovery, and Fritz has embraced exercise routines designed to rebuild strength and coordination. Fritz has spoken openly about how important it is to maintain a healthy lifestyle, especially as we age. In many ways, his stroke has become a powerful motivator for him to take better care of himself. He now eats more consciously, watches his diet, and has adopted routines that prioritize his well-being over everything else. Whether it's stretching, taking walks, or indulging in hobbies that promote mental clarity, Fritz has come to understand the value of these small but significant daily practices. Keeping his circle tight. As Frank moves into his 60s, he has also become more selective about the people he spends time with. While he's always been a friendly and approachable individual, the past year has made him more intentional about surrounding himself with those who lift him up and support him during this time of transition. Fritz has often mentioned how grateful he is for his close-knit circle of friends, family, and his team of healthcare professionals who have been instrumental in his recovery. He has shared that the emotional support of his loved ones has been crucial for his healing process. The people closest to him have been there through every step of his journey, and their presence has made all the difference. Fritz has emphasized that while fame and recognition are fleeting, the relationships we build with others are what truly stand the test of time. Moving forward with gratitude. As Frank Fritz moves forward in his new life post-stroke, he does so with a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the people who have stood by him, gratitude for the lessons learned, and gratitude for the chance to live each day with intention and purpose. The Frank Fritz of today may be a different man than the one who graced television screens for years, but in many ways, he has become stronger, more centered, and more connected to what truly matters. This 60th birthday marks a significant milestone in Fritz's life, not just because of his age, but because it represents his ability to persevere, adapt, and find joy in the small moments. Fans and friends alike continue to wish him well, hoping that the years ahead are filled with health, peace, and continued healing. In the end, Frank Fritz's journey is a testament to the power of resilience, the importance of slowing down, and the strength that lies in embracing change, even when it's unexpected. As he celebrates this new chapter, we can only imagine what lies ahead for this once larger-than-life star, who has quietly reclaimed his life with grace, humility, and an unwavering spirit. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.